All right, so you guys can see here, we got some steps. Everything's labeled for us. We got an angle of 4.76 degrees. Part A says find the length of the ramp. All right, so I need to find this length of the ramp. That's what I'm looking for right there, the length of that ramp. I did this to you yesterday, and I know probably all of you forgot, and I don't blame you. We need to start paying attention to the diagram versus what we need to leave our answer in. Every time we read a problem, what am I talking about? This diagram is in what type of units? Inches. Read what I'm asking, not what I'm rounding to, but what am I asking you to leave your final answer in? Feet. That's a problem. All right. We need to make sure we recognize that. So now, before you even decide if it's going to be sine, cosine, tangent, every time we do one of these problems, I want you to look at the diagram and what I'm asking for in the answer, because we need to make a decision right now. Since they're different units, the diagram's in inches, I'm asking for feet. We do one of two things. We change the diagram immediately to feet, or we make a note and say, hey, I need to round my answer to feet at the end. That's your choice. Okay, that's your choice. Here, I'm going to make this decision. I don't know if that's going to be pretty if I convert that to feet. Why? What am I going to have to divide all these numbers by? 12, right? Do I really want to work with 1/2? Do I really want to work with whatever 8 over 12 is? Probably not. So I'm going to, for me this time, I'm going to make a note that says, hey, right here, I'm going to circle it just so I know, hey, at the end, we got to transfer it over to feet. But if you think you want to do it now, go ahead. Is everyone good? You either do it now or you do it at the end of the problem. Just make sure it gets done sooner or later, not in the middle of the problem. All right, so I know I got to convert at the end. How do I find this ramp, though? Okay, because this, hey, I hate to break it to everyone, this is not a right triangle here. It's got 4 sides. This is not a triangle here. This whole diagram is not a triangle. All right, not a triangle. Suggestions on how I could find the length of that ramp, though? Still got to find it. Right? Still got to find it. Can't use the whole diagram because the whole diagram is not even a triangle. Any suggestions here? There's a reason I'm sure they gave me the 6 and the 8 inches. Not going to call on anybody here randomly, but if somebody's got an idea, I'd love to hear it. Gotta find the length of the ramp. What's up, Simon? You think you got it? Don't embarrass yourself. Come on, you're better than that.
Height of the steps.
What?
Add up the complete.
Is that English?
Add up the complete height of the steps. So 6 plus 6 plus 6.
What do you want me to do there? Yeah, that's 18. What do you want me to do with that? I'm making it hard on you.
That's the opposite side.
So you want me to act, because everyone's agreed our diagram's not a triangle. But I think Simon's telling us we'll make a triangle then. From the top of the ramp, ready? From the top of the ramp, draw it down, right? Everyone see the right triangle we just formed? And once again, Simon, tell your classmates, how do you know how long that side is I just made?
6 plus 6.
Right? 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches. This is 18 inches right here. Now let's find the ramp. Okay, now let's find the ramp. All right, same thing. Now I'm going to start calling on people. I go from 4.76. You always go from the acute angle. What's the ramp and what's the 18 inches? Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse, because I got to pick one of the 3 ratios to use. So let's start with the 18. What is the 18 inches? Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. What's the 18? Makai, what's the 18? That is opposite, so I'm going to put a little O like I did yesterday. And how about the ramp I'm looking for? What's the ramp I'm looking for? That is the what in the problem test? Hypotenuse. All right, I'll write it up top in case you forgot how to spell it. So if I have the opposite and I have the hypotenuse, which one of the 3 ratios from yesterday can I use here? Boom. Stellan, what can I use?
You can use sine.
Sine. Everyone good? Sine? So abbreviate it, SIN equals, you set up the ratio for me on the other side, opposite over hypotenuse. So what goes in those spots now? Finley, what's going to go in those spots here? Hold on, Finley. How about I put the angle with it? 4.76. All right, what goes over there, Finley? 18 over x, yep. And then I take sine of 4.76, put it over 1, and here we go, right? Just like yesterday. This is not changing all week. This is all we're doing. Just now we got word problems to deal with. And we remember yesterday, sometimes after we cross multiply, sometimes we got to divide to solve for x. Sometimes we don't, but here we do. Divide by sine of 4.76. Now, as you do this in your calculator, do you think you want to round that answer to the nearest tenth? No, that's not my answer, right? That's your answer in inches. We still have to convert it. You don't convert a rounded answer. You convert a full calculator displayed answer. Which would be, let me get that out. All right, so that's what I got in inches, 216.9 inches. Now I got to convert it to feet because I made a note of myself, hey, you got to convert your answer to feet. Do I multiply or divide by 12? Multiply, ooh boy here. Multiply or divide by 12. Here's the thing. I don't want you to be 50-50 and guess. I want you to be solid. And I know this always comes up. People are not solid, and that's okay. Let me give you a way to be solid. Write the conversion out. 1 foot equals how many inches? 12 inches. So if you're unsure whether I multiply or divide, I want you to do this. Write the conversion out, then make a proportion out of it. This was inches, right? Put it underneath your inches. What do I do with the feet? All right, and then cross multiply again. Make a proportion out of it. Write the conversion, and then whatever you have, put that under whatever matches it. So inches, inches, and then solve for the feet. You got to divide by 12 here. All right, divide by 12. So when I divide by 12, it ends up being 18.1 feet, 1 foot, 18.1. All right, we're good. Because we got even more, testing you more in part B here. Find the length of D. Still to the nearest foot, right? So we got to convert at the end. You need to make a note. We got to convert at the end. Finding D. Whew. All right, same thing. I'll listen to some suggestions on how to find D. That distance right there. Because, hey, it's not the full, I can't just say, oh, I'll do sine, cosine, tangent again because that's the full side in that R right triangle. That's not the length of D, is it? All right, that's the length of the full leg there that we're missing, but it's not the length of D, though. What's up, Lily?
Could you find the entire thing and subtract 2 feet?
I like it. I like it. Here's what Lily's saying. She's like, oh, whoa, back up, back up. Throw that leg back up there. Let's find this entire leg, not the D, though, and then subtract out that part right there, which is how long, Lily? Yeah, 16 inches, right? 8 and 8. So does everyone see our plan? Find the whole leg, and then at the end, subtract out the 16 inches. All good with that plan? Because that's the only way we're going to do it, by the way. There's no other way. If anybody, I don't know if any, I just want to squash your dreams here. It was a great idea. Somebody in first period thought of it too, but I had to squash their dreams. I don't know if anybody was thinking about making another right triangle out of it. The problem is this is not 18, right? That's not 18 inches. I don't know how many inches that is, all right? So it's not 18, so you can't use it, all right? So that's why I can't make another right triangle. All right, so we're going to go with Lily's way. Let's find the whole thing and subtract 16. Now what side am I finding? I'm still using 4.76 too. I still want to use that. And the 18. So I already have opposite, and now what side am I looking for now? Down here. What side is this one going to be? Cormac? What's this? To 4.76. That's what down? That's adjacent. Yep. So I have opposite and adjacent. Which one of the three do we want to use with opposite and adjacent now? Bailey? Tangent. There you go. And I do want to get credit for anybody who's thinking about this. I could use Pythag too. Remember, we already knew that was 18.1. We could use Pythag. Go ahead, Bill. Yep.
Could you also use cosine?
You could, as long as you use the 18.1 as your hypotenuse. Yes, you could. Absolutely. Good. We can always use our previous answer. So tangent 4.76 equals opposite 18 over adjacent. I'm going to put a y there because I've already used x. And here, remember, this is not the d value. That's the whole leg we're finding. And remember, you're not even coming close to rounding. You're not even coming close to rounding yet, right? Write it all out. $216, right? Now I have a question for you. Should I round it now or subtract the 16 next? Sorry, not round it, but should I convert it now or subtract the 16? Yeah, subtract the 16, because if you convert it, it's in feet, and then you'll be subtracting 16 inches from it. We can't subtract feet and inches. They all have to be in the same thing. So subtract your 16 now. So the length of D in inches, 200.1660169 inches. And then convert it to feet. And then convert it to feet. By dividing it by 12. Or set up a proportion, right, with the conversion. If you're unsure if you should divide or multiply by 12. And we end up with 16.7 feet. Yes. As you're doing these either in your group or by yourself today, the rest of the notes, 1, 3, and 4, automatically, first thing, diagram, what unit is it in? Answer, what does it need to be in? If it's different, you convert now or you convert later, but make a note of it. If it's the same units, you just go. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to write the answers to 1, 3, and 4 up here. You check them as you go, but if you can't get them, you better call me over. Please just don't go on, oh, I'm just going to erase it and write the right answer. That'll do you a lot of good. All right, you're going back to your first semester self. All right, call me over if you or your group can't get it.
Did we just do 3?
We did just do 3, right? So I'll give you, how about 1, 2, and 4?
Sorry.
You know, it's not, I should be sorry. How am I allowed to teach you, right? 1, 2, and 4. I'll write the answers up here. If you can't get them, call me over, talk with people in your group. Okay, you guys can work together, that's fine. You guys taking the notes at home, watching the video, here are the answers you should be getting.
trying to get